Hey everyone. Oh shit. Hey everyone. Sorry I'm late. I got oh god dang, that's bright. Okay, you know what? Maybe I don't need the fucking light. There we go. All right. Sorry I'm sorry. I'm late. Punctuality is very important to me. I apologize. All right, all right. Let me get everything ready. Okay. Okay, I know. I am late, glitch. I'm never late. I'm never late. I apologize. I apologize. I apologize. I apologize. I apologize. Okay. All right, everyone. Welcome to today's stream. We got a lot to talk about. Got a lot to talk about. 9 people in here. So let's talk about the market and what's going on today. Let me pull it up. Share my screen. All right. All right. I was looking at NVIDIA. I started a short on NVIDIA. So I'm definitely shorting NVIDIA. I'll show you why I'm shorting NVIDIA. I'll show you where I'm going to take profit. I'm shorting Tesla, but that might not go back down as much. So I might close that short because Tesla, you should never short Tesla. I used to say you should never short Tesla, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But maybe I should maybe I should keep away from Tesla. All right. So let's look at the SPY first. Man, my dog is so needy. As soon as I start talking, she just comes here and I have to pet her. Okay. All right. Let's look at the SPY. We're going to look at the SPY. We're going to look at the dollar. We're going to look at a whole bunch of things. Oh, I don't know why that's there. All right. So this is that's the 15-minute. Okay. Let's look at the daily. All right. All right, everyone. Before I start on my rant, any questions, anything anyone wants to say? Yes, Cameron, I did extract. Thank you very much. All right, Glitch and Futtrucker are talking. All right, cool. All right, let's talk about this. Let's talk about what's going on. Okay, so a couple things. As I said, this purple area is the gap that needs to be filled at some point. I don't think it's going to be filled on this leg. Okay. What I needed to happen, what did happen, actually happened 2 days in a row. So that is really good, is we closed below 410. Let me show you 410. Actually, let me do this. Okay. 410. There, that's close enough. All right. 410 was a very big support resistance line. Okay, right around 410, we popped it over here. We dropped that down to the very next level. Actually, the exact level was 411.69, or the closing of 411.03. That was a very strong level. If you keep on going back here, 410 is all the way back here as well, or close to it. 410 is right over here. So basically, this 410 level was very, very big. And the main reason it was big, everyone, so you can understand why levels are big, is because there is I can't show you here, but there's certain levels where people start to enter the positions, right? So or close their positions, and these levels are known as supply zones, and 410 was a big supply zone, even though right here it far exceeded it, right? So it wasn't necessarily one over here. It was one over here, but then it wasn't one over here, but then it was one over here, and then it definitely was one over here, and then it definitely was one over here. So now we broke below 410, and that is bearish. Okay, That is bearish. Today we had a low. I'll put another trend line for you guys here. Today was today we saw a low of, what is this? 404. We saw a low of 404 and a high of 408, and at no point did it go back over 410. So that's also bullish, because if it would have went over 410, that would mean something. But it's bearish, not bullish. Okay, so the SPY, I believe, which I did because I just couldn't believe it. I did give one more hoorah. Oh gosh, dang it! I hate that this thing pops. Oh gosh, this thing pops all the dang time. Okay, so let's see what happens. I'm going to have to do some homework tonight to see what I think is going to happen Monday, if it's going to be a down day. But everyone, I want you to know that today, even though we closed lower than, we closed higher than yesterday. We closed at 408.12, and yesterday we closed at 407.07. So, you know, it was technically a green day. That's why this is a green candle. But we did break yesterday's low at some point. We broke yesterday's low. So that is still one in the books for the bears. Let me explain to you why exactly. Whenever a candle goes lower than the previous candle, as long as the high is lower than the high of the candle and the low is lower than the low of the candle, no matter where it closes, still means that it's bearish. If it closes above the exact same thing that I just said, that's bullish. The other day in the Patreon, we discussed this very important candle. This was a very important candle because this is what's called an inside bar. And I want to really quick, and like a lot of people like technical analysis or don't, whatever. So you see this candle right here, this green candle. Okay, this green candle right here. Whenever the next day, which is what we got, when the next day the candle is within it, as this one is within this one, that is called an inside bar. Now, an inside bar can be bullish, and an inside bar can be bearish, and an inside bar can signal a reversal. It all depends on what's happening. If you're moving up and then you get you get a green large bar and then a red inside bar, that is usually a reversal, right? So that could be the beginning of this reversal that we're getting. So far, it looks to be true because we made a lower low and then another lower low, right? Check chat. Okay, I got to check chat. Somebody. Um, no one can see your screen. Oh, you can't see my screen? How about now? Yep, sorry about that. I should look at this screen because I have two screens. Okay, I'm sorry about that. So this is the green candle, and this is the inside candle right here. And you see how this one is inside of this one? This is called an inside bar. So when the move is up, as we've been up in direction, when the move is up, when you get a large bar like this, doesn't have to be a large bar. When you get a big bar, right? And then you get the next day another bar that's completely within. It's inside of the bar. This is called an inside bar. This particular inside bar, because this one was green and this one was red, is typically a reversal type candle pattern. Typically, but not always, right? I don't speak in absolutes. Okay. Thank you, Glitch Life, because I got a little thing down here telling me that you messaged me, so you made me look at chat. So thank you, Glitch, for that. Okay, so we're not going to stay on the SPY too long. There's other things I want to talk about. So the SPY is, I think, on its next leg down. Let's look at one of my favorite indicators, which is the RSI. The RSI, as you can see over here on this day, on the inside bar, it went under. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you guys to see. Okay. On this day right here, okay, it went underneath. This white line is the RSI average. This red line is the RSI. But there can be always fake outs. Like for instance, here it went under, but then popped back over. All right, so it was a fake out. It wasn't necessarily. But over here it went above, and then it stayed above. And this, when it stays above, look what happens. The stock goes up. Okay, so let me lower this a little bit. Look what happened over here. When it gets above the RSI average, it stayed above it up until here. We did go up. When it went below it over here on this day, when it went below it and it stayed below it right here, okay, look what happened. We went down. If you had stop losses, your stop loss would have been triggered right here if you were shorting it. But technically, it still stayed under, right? But any good trader sets a stop loss after their entry, right? So let's say I would have entered on this candle short, right? If I would have entered short, I would have set a take profit, at least a beginning at some point, and then I would have set my stop loss at some point from, like, I would have probably would have set it right here. And then when I set my first take profit, at the same time I lower my stop loss to my entry point, so that way I can't lose money. I'm not going to make a lot, but that way I can't lose money. These are just things that you need to do in order to protect your money, right? So I set a stop. I entered the position. Let's say I entered here, right? I entered the position. I set a stop loss here. I set my first take profit around this area. So my first take profit would have triggered, right? And then over here, I definitely would have gotten stopped out of my position. So then I'm out. So then I'm waiting to re-entry. And then on the next day, I notice that it goes back down. Okay, well, then if it goes back down, I look at the RSI. RSI wasn't really low, but it was over 50. So I said, hey, why not? If we're showing decreasing strength, I'll enter. So I would enter right here. I would put a stop loss up here. And this is day trading, but a lot of people said they wanted to learn day trading. So I'm just going to talk about it how I used to be. I don't day trade anymore. Mostly I swing trade. But I just want to show you these little tips and tricks. And don't take anything I say like as what you should inherently do. Just take it and then go learn some more on your own. So hopefully I'm giving you some information where you will expand on your knowledge. So then look over here. Here we went short, and this short really rode it all the way down, and we stayed above. But then we kind of touched over here. So on this green candle, because at this point I've taken a lot of profit, so I'm lowering my stop loss as I'm taking profit. And then on this candle, if I was just using RSI alone, which I use many different things, but I'm just using RSI as an example. At this point, when it touched, because I thought maybe next day I can go over, I can take profits on this green candle and be out of the position. And if that's what you did, then maybe you should have gone long. Now I didn't do that because of my current positions. If I was like back in the old days, I definitely would have gone long around this candle right here for sure, because the RSI would be under 50. It would be showing kind of some strength. Then it might have faked me out, but I'd still take my position. And then right here, it would have solidified it for me. And then I would have just rode it up. But anyway, the SPY to me as of right now is a good short, meaning I think the direction is going to go down, right? I think the direction is going to go down. So before I move on to the next stock, which is going to be NVIDIA, I'm going to look at the chat. If you have questions or whatever, write it in the chat. I'll get to it in a second. All right. Fuckbucker said, look at PFE. All right. I might. Oh, okay. They're talking to each other. Instead, okay, you guys are talking to each other again. You said, okay, what did Matt say? Short term, oh, talking to Cam. I think my lives are just for you guys to talk to each other. That's pretty cool. In my lives, you guys have full on conversations. I love it. What's up, Matt Money? We will likely range bound between 3850 and 4200 until then. Okay, hold on. What'd you say to Cameron? Short term, I do not think we'll exceed 4200 on SPY. I feel like we have to get through March FOMC. Well, I do think that the next leg down is where we're going. And Matt, if you really want some resistance levels, I'll leave that there. I really think that the next resistance level is 387. This is going to be a strong resistance in my opinion. These support lines, which are the moving averages, can also technically be support lines. So we have 3 of them. We have the 50-day moving average, the 150 moving average, which basically correlates with the longer term trend line. So I guess technically, let me move this over here. This is a very big support line right there. So 392 or 3,920 on the SPX. And then if we bust that, I believe then I believe it's free falling. So where's the 200 day? Let me find the 200 day. 100 day, 200 day. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's hidden. It's right there. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see it. Okay. Yeah. So actually, this takes precedence. The 200 day is probably a stronger support level. So that's around 394. Around 394, Matt. Okay. And then Matt said it was very bullish that we crossed 4,100 last week, but I would say the short-term rally is overdone and we need some retracement. I agree. It is bearish. We closed below 4,100. Well, that rally was extremely overbought, and since we broke below it, now the bears own it. Just so you know, Matt, it's not bullish anymore. In order for it to be bullish, the bulls have to take control again. And as of right now, the bears definitely have control of the SPY. So we'll see what happens. All right. So now, long story short, let me get a nice little arrow. Here's what I think is going to happen. And luckily these things are recorded, so you could see if I am full of shit later or wrong or right. There's someone today in a MITS channel that said, we should all buy the inverse Gabe because he is never right. You know, I have been wrong a lot. So if there was an inverse Gabe, maybe you should buy it. Come on. How the fuck do I make this bigger? All right. Well, that's gay. All right. So I think we're going to go down at least 3% more on the SPY, everyone. All right, so you can mark it. You said I gave things we're going to go down to 393 before we test a new support area. So the SPY, in my opinion, has another 3% to go. If that's going to happen, if you wanted to do that and maximize your possible loss, what I would do is I would buy puts that expire maybe a week or two out. Now remember, anything that you use to buy puts with, as a matter of fact, let's look at it. Let's look at puts, what they'll cost, and exactly what you need to make. Stop screen and then share screen again. Share screen again. Share screen. I'm going to share the entire screen. All right. So let's look at the SPY. And so if you bought puts, and I'll put it in here, I'll put it on the screen so that way we know what it was and we know how much we would have made if we hold it all the way, right? So, okay, so if we buy short-term puts, right? And the reason I like doing these lives is because I start to show people like, okay, if you do this, this is how much money you would have made if you hold it all the way through, right? I love you, Cameron. Thanks, Cameron. Cameron, forever the Gabe supporter. I appreciate you, man. Okay, so today is the 10th. So let's say we load it up at the close, right? At the close, because these values are only going to be good at the close. For something that expired in a week. But let's pick 11 days. Let's pick 21 February. Let's just pick 21 February, okay? And what did I say was, I said strong support. What was it? I said strong support was 393. All right. So you want it. We think strong support is 393. So let's do half of the move. Let's do 398. Wait, no, 393. Yeah, let's do 398, right? Okay, so we're going to use a 398 put. So a 398 put at the close cost about $2.09. Okay, so at 398, you subtract $2.09. That's $2 and that's 396, 395, 94. 394 is your break even at this price at 21 February, right? Actually, let's do this. That way I can use two screens. Oh, this doesn't shrink. Okay. Okay. So text. Where's the text? There it is. Nope, it's here. All right, text. So we're gonna pretend that we bought this one. So 398 strike. And it cost, what is that, 209? All right, so that gives us a break even of 295.94. 395.94, excuse me. All right, so our break even is 395.94. Now, if we get to 393, right? If it closes at 393 or lower, every $2.09 that it goes below 295.94, we make 100%. So if you just buy one put for $209, because that's what it'll cost, right? $209, and it goes to 393 by February 11th. If it does it before February 11th, you're up way more than 100%. But if it does it on February 11th, $100% profit will be a price of 393.85. Do you guys get that? Okay. So if we bought it today, a 398 strike today that expires February 11th, we'll make 100% on our money if the SPY gets to 393.85 by February 11th. If it goes up, or if you hold it up until February 11th and it's above 395.94, you lose 100% of your money. If it's at 395.94, you will break even. You won't make anything. You won't lose anything. And if it's lower than that, you'll make money. If it's at $393.85 on the close, if you hold it that long, you will make 100%. So I'm going to leave that up there for February 11th. So I'm going to make a note to go to February 11th. Okay. So yeah, there's that. All right. That is how much, that's our little option play for the SPY if we were wanting to gamble or just paper trade. We're just paper trading. I did not take this trade, but I'm leaving it here so you see what we make. Here is our line in the sand. Let me draw a nice little line right there. 393.94. Close enough right there. Okay. All right, let me go to the questions. Oh, snap, crackle, and pop. We have a celebrity in the house. What up, Amit? What up? Amit, I appreciate you being here, Dex. Oh, there, Dex. Oh, those market opens. Hell yeah. Listen, I doubt there's anyone in here that doesn't watch Amit's market opens, but Amit, yeah, I love your market. I did it again. I muted myself. Amit's really good at showing us some good news. Like, I don't do that. I don't go on CNBC, but I don't like it. But yeah, thank you, Amit, for being here. What up, Zo Cold? Glitch. I have this gut feeling next week will be red. Don't know why. Just feel like it will be. Well, it makes sense to be because the market has officially lost strength. So the bears have taken control, Zo Cold, technically at least. So you are more right, in my opinion, than you think. I took a very aggressive trade for next week. Oh, share that trade with us. CNBC is humorous. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan at all, personally. Anyway. All right. Okay, so now let me show you guys the short that I made today. which was, well, the other day, and I added another one today. It's NVIDIA, and I'll show you why I am okay. So I got very bearish when I did technical / fundamental. I started getting bearish here actually, but I never took a short. And then as it just ran up a little bit more, and then when these RSI levels got really, really high, I still didn't take it. I think I took it on this day. It was either this day or this day I took it, right? And now I'm up. After today, I'm up on my put. Now, I bought a put that, like a leap put. I bought a put that expires in a year because I just don't. I just, I'm not too greedy. I'm gonna take profit at a certain time, and then I'll reload up. But I don't want what's called theta decay to affect my put too much. Okay, so now a couple things happened here. Okay, we broke under on the RSI. RSI is one of my favorite signals. RSI broke under, so that is very bearish. So that's good, right? We have that. You know what? I got to show you guys this. Oh, also before I forget, stock-mvp.com is now allowing you to try it out completely free. No money needed, right? No money at all. So let's go to stock MVP. Stock dash MVP. I know I have it. Why is it not going? What's my login? Okay. Why is it not? Why did I not set it as a favorite? Shame on me. Okay. I'll do that in a second. Let's go to this real quick, just because for some reason I stay logged into FinViz, but for some reason I'm not logged into Stock MVP. All right. But anyway, Stock MVP is completely free for 1 week. So if you don't have it right now, you should definitely go and just check it out. All right. So look at this RSI, extremely overbought, right? But then look at this PE. In this crappy environment, look at this PE. P of 95. Listen, they are going to start going down. Like, I'm not saying they're going to go down to 0 or anything like that. I'm going to tell you where I'm going to take profit. So I personally will take profit. Is this on the daily? Yes, it is. I will start to take profit at around 190. Like, this is my I will actually, let me rephrase. So I'm going to start taking profit around 195, right? 195, some profit, maybe 50% profit, and then 25% profit around 188, 190, and then I'll let the rest ride because they are leaps. I'll put in my stop loss at my entry so that there's no way I can lose money, right? The only thing is that options have what's called theta decay, right? So if you're just shorting something, your stop loss can be an actual amount. But with theta decay options, if all things stay the same, they actually go down in value every day. So you got to watch out for that. Oh, snap. Ladale, what up, brother? From another mother. How you doing, man? And this guy's a hard worker. He has a TikTok. He has a YouTube. It's about real estate and stuff. I'm not really into real estate yet, but I hope to one day big. But anyway, Ladale, thanks for coming. I really appreciate you, man. All right. Okay, what did you say? Glitch, I have a $300 call on the SPY SPXY at 1350. Is that the inverse? Yeah, that's got to be the inverse. That's the inverse. I'm pretty sure of it. Cool. All right. So yeah, that's my favorite short right now. It's NVIDIA. Love the company, over time, but in my opinion, they are primed to short right now. We'll see what happens. Okay, so that's it for the S&P 500. I showed you guys my favorite short. What did I say was on Wednesday I gave a play. I can't remember what that play was. If you're in the Patreon and you're in here tonight, I'm going to go over the day trading, the box the box trading that I showed you guys, and my not fictitious because it was an actual position, and how it went. It worked out really well. If you did the box just like that, if you entered just when I entered, you would have made some money. But anyway, that was shorting. Most people don't like to short. So the next one I do is going to be going long. It's just, however, I got to wait for a good time because right now, in my opinion, this market is not, it's not right to go long. Okay, so let's talk about some macro stuff. Okay, so let's talk about some macro stuff. So what's happening in the world? Interesting thing happened today, okay, that I just saw. A couple months ago, the Fed fund rate was basically predicted to end at around 4.9%. Then that rose up to 5.1%. And I believe as of today, it has risen again to 5.33%. So there's that thing. Another thing that happened is that a 50-point basis hike at the next FOMC is no longer a less than 5% chance that it's going to be 50 basis points. I can't remember exactly what website to go to, so I should be more prepared. I apologize. But right now, I think it's definitely above 10%. I think it's that much, but I can't recall. Oh, thanks, So Cold, calling out likes. I appreciate that, man. There's no way I'm gonna get 20 likes. There's 20 people watching. To think that I'll get 100% likability is is definitely not going to happen. Because believe it or not, Zocold, I am certain that there's a couple people that do not like me that are in here just to give me shit. What up, Rich? What up, Rich? You have been following Adani, Indian-based conglomerate. No, I have not. I don't know who that is. Sorry. No idea. What else do we need to talk about? So the weekend trading, we started the week. The weeks, if you see here, the week actually started to get weaker. And how is that? I want to show you guys. There's a couple things that you can see that start to tell a story. So let me show you guys volume, right? So on Thursday last week, okay, I think that was the peak of the bull strength. Not to say we didn't get more, because we did get more, right? But let me show you when it started to slow down. It started to slow down on this day. So look what happened on this day. We have this much volume, then this much volume, and then we had basically a big support. But the bulls were still in control, but it was still lower volume. Then we picked up on volume, and I believe that this pickup on volume was because of people were starting to go short here. Because remember, when you start to short shares, you're actually borrowing shares where you're actually propping up the market. So the shorting started. RSI started to wait. This is Nvidia. I'm talking about Nvidia, and I should have been talking about the SPY. I apologize, everyone. The different story on the SPY. Oh, yeah, can't see the screen. I did that again. Mother, I am such an unprofessional mother flipping. Okay, good. I was talking about Nvidia. All right, so this is the SPY. Sorry for the unprofessionalism. That's why I'm doing these things, so I can get better and better and better. Sooner, like Amit, I'm going to start making videos and going live and making shorts one day, but I got to get better at this first. So thank you for putting up with my unprofessionalism. If you're here, I really do appreciate it. Okay, so this is Tuesday, Monday. Okay, so here was the end of the strength. The SPY was much easier to predict. So on Thursday of last week, we got to the high, and then we had a bearish candle. This is called like a hangman or something. Yeah, hangman. And that's a bearish candle. Now, on the next day, yes, it went lower. So now we have 3 lower days in a row that we made lower lows. We didn't necessarily, we closed here. Yeah, we closed lower too every day. 3 days in a row, we closed lower. And then I believe on this day is when the shorts started to come in. If they didn't come in over here, look at the peak, we almost hit overbought. Like literally, RSI was right on the money. Right when it got overbought, we started to go down. But it wasn't until right here, again, right here, that we got this inside candle. Very, very bearish. Very, very bearish. Anyway, we broke all the levels we needed to break by the end of the week. We broke 410. My final answer prediction for next week is it will be red. That's my final answer prediction for next week. This is the play that if you were interested in just doing a gamble play, this is the one that we're going to track and follow so we can see how much money we're going to make, what percentage, etc. Okay, so now I'm going to go to questions. So go ahead and ask any questions you have in the chat. Ask any questions whatsoever. Today, I don't think we're going to go into any, we're not going to last a whole hour or much more, because I think today's going to be a short and sweet, for as short and sweet as I can make it, because, I kind of talk a lot. Or if there's any videos, I don't want to copy Amit, so I don't want to go to cnbc.com and just see what they're saying. Okay, I did share the screen. Shorts with some quick TA might get some views. Shorts with some quick TA. Hey, any guess on Palantir? Yeah, sure. Let's look at Palantir. I'd love to look at Palantir. I love Palantir. We can see, okay, so Palantir has lost its mojo. This is a very, let me show you guys what's happening, right? So, hopefully you guys can get some semblance of technical analysis, right? Today, shout out to Baron Wuffett. Man, what's his real name? I'm having a brain fart, but Amit, our boy Baron Wuffett, shout out to him. He said, Gabe, I appreciate you. He took his first short position today based on the technical analysis that he learned over the many, months that he's been with. I've known him a while, and it just made me so happy today because he entered a short position with puts today on his own by doing his own technical analysis. So technical analysis works. I'm a big fan of it. So let me show you what I see. So over here, as I told people on this bar, I said, I believe it was last week, maybe not not Wednesday, maybe Monday. Was this Monday? No, Thursday. No, it was Wednesday. No, it was last week because this happened Thursday. So maybe it was last Friday. I can't remember exactly, but on my live, I said there was the one where Chris came in and I had to, because I lost a bet to him, I had to make him look like Chuck Norris. But I said, or maybe it was before that. I'm having a brain fart again. But I do know that for a fact. I said, Palantir is kind of high. Zach in my Patreon, he can definitely vouch for me because I definitely told Zach, and he took profits. I know for a fact Zach took profits on his Palantir because he said, all right, Gabe, I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to take some profit. I believe he took 50% profit when the RSI was overbought. And sure enough, literally it started to drop. So we had a high of, I don't know what he sold it at, but we had a high of 921. And we are currently today at a painful 750. So from peak to trough, you know what? Let's use it. If you sold at the close, let's say you sold at the close because you saw that the RSI was so high. So if you sold there, right, from today's close, you save 16.6% loss. So from the where we breached 70 on the RSI, you said, okay, this is a little frothy. I'm going to take some profits. You saved yourself 70%, right? But remember, once you close your position, whatever you make, just so you guys know, you do have to pay taxes on. But it's better to pay taxes on gains if you know what you're doing. That's all I'm going to say. So, but trading isn't for everyone. But in case you are one of the 20 people in here that do like to trade, I did say to sell Palantir when it was extra frothy. Okay, so to answer your question, where do I think it's going to be? All right, so let's chart it out just a little bit. Let me get rid of this volume to clean up this chart just a little bit. Okay. Got to do our trend lines. So this top has made this bigger trend line. So I'm going to go ahead and make that. Okay. It's not exact. I'll just leave it there. Let me turn this tank on. Okay. Let me lower that just a little bit more. There we go. Okay, now we got to do this trend line. So I'm going to use the low. And then if you know me, you know I got to make some Fibonacci retracement. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, we'll use that. Boom. Yeah, you know what? That's a really good trend line right there. Right there. All right, look at that. I lined it up with these, not this one. And look, it lines up perfectly. So today, Palantir closed literally on, and I did not use this candle for direction. I used this one, and this one. Actually, no, I think I used this one. So I lined it up with the ones that I think made the most sense to me, which was this 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it literally just went. It's not an exact science, everyone. Just want you to know. Okay, I see these things moving. What was your worst trade? We'll talk about that later. I have to be in court, so good luck. See you later, Glitch. Good luck in court. Thoughts on bros? Okay, I'll look. Ahad, I'll look into it. Hey, you were just mentioned by. Yeah, that's interesting. Rich just mentioned you. Let me see. You see, Ahad. Have you been following Adani? Oh no, that wasn't you. Sorry, just sound familiar. I'll look at bros, but to be fair, I gotta look at what did Futbucker say he wanted me to look at. So I need you guys to keep me honest. Futbucker said something all the way up here. Futbucker. All right, Futbucker, remind me what you wanted to look at because I can't find it and I don't want to wait too long. Oh my God, am I not sharing the screen again? I'm just gonna leave the fucking screen up. I'm such a loser. Cheese and rice. I'm so sorry, everyone. I did it again. I'm surprised there's still 19 people in here. I am so sorry, everyone. I'm not gonna do it again. I'm just not getting off the screen. The screen is staying up, okay? You're gonna have my little face is gonna be here, and the screen is staying up. Anyway, I created the trend lines, okay? As you can see, I created trend lines for Palantir. Jesus Christ, I'm so fucking bad. All right, we're going to look at brothers. Let me finish Palantir. So Palantir ended at, okay, so where's the RSI? RSI is at fair value, but because it's underneath, the bears do have control. So let's see what happens Monday. What it can do is it can go sideways or a little bit up. And as long as it stays underneath here, the bears still have control. So Monday might be a green day, right? Or it might be a fake out where it goes up and then goes back lower. So we'll just have to see. I will say that it broke below the 20. So the 20 SMA is no longer a support area. So the next support area is literally where it's at. And then we have the 50 simple moving average right here. And then below the simple moving average, it's pretty much a free fall. It could be a free fall below that moving average. So right now, we need to just wait and see what happens, okay? In my opinion, right now, we need to see and wait to see what happens. It is the beginning of what seems to be like a bear story, all right? So next, I'll go into Ahad's request, and that's brothers. Okay, brothers. Brothers, since this date has been bullish, okay, from here to here has been bullish. Okay, so from this date to this date has been bullish. So if we draw the line using the day that it crossed over, let's use this day. The day that it crossed over to the day that it crossed under, well, that was a fake out. So we actually should use this day. Okay. So we're up from the day to turn bullish, which is all the way back here. We are up 19.7%. When I say we, I mean brothers. Okay. However, Dutch Brothers, which I got to look at the fundamentals because I'm not familiar with the stock. Dutch Brothers is now, as of this candle right here, bearish. So the bears have control. It's underneath. Okay, it's underneath. RSI is still above fair value, even though it's below. So remember, I want you guys to remember this. 60 to 69 is what's called approaching overbought or near overbought. Like 50 is fair value. Above 55 is what's called approaching overbought. So we're what's called approaching. We're still technically slightly above fair value. Some people use other indicators like the cloud. There's so many ways to do this. I just stick to simple things, and I'm not saying it's the best way. It's just my way. Actually, before I forget, I need to go back to Palantir because I got to look at the Fibonacci retracement lines. Fibonacci. Okay, so Ahad, I got to use Fibonacci retracement. So we have to use. This is going to use this. We're going to use this as the swing low, and I need to back up to see what the swing high is. Okay, so it has to be higher than this. So a swing high above the high that we made, we did not see until this date. Okay, so we're going to use this as the swing high. This is the swing high, and we're going to use this as a swing low. All right. Okay. So now these are very important. Okay, so we literally are seeing resistance, and look, everything is lining up. Not only so, this is actually even stronger. This area that Palantir stopped at, it's all market dependent because I believe Palantir kind of follows the market, maybe, but it's more volatile. So, but I will say that where we're at right now is a very strong support area. Why? Because we're literally at the 38.2 Fibonacci Fibonacci retracement percent. And when you couple that up, listen, signals get even stronger when there's more things to correlate to it. So when you add that it's on the channel, it's on the trend line of the channel, plus it's like basically, I mean, it did break the 20-day moving average, but it's close to it. But we definitely got at least two strong support reasons. We got 38.2 Fibonacci retracement and the trend channel. So right now, even though I am sticking to what I said, that the bears are in control, because they are in control, because I will say that we're at a strong support. So maybe we'll go sideways, right? Maybe we'll breach it and then go back into the channel. Maybe we'll go lower and the bears will have further support. But remember, once we break 50, which we just broke 50 today, then it starts. It's basically at fair value. But once we get into like the lower 40s, then you're starting to get into oversold, but the bears will still be in control because then they can just slightly go up, stay underneath this RSI average, and then keep on going down. So, I love Palantir, so we're going to keep track of Palantir. But all in all, the next very, very strong support line, if we break it and we go down and we break the 50, is this right here. So that would be 685. That'll be the 23.6% Fibonacci retracement. In my opinion, that's 682. If we get anywhere in the sixes, you should start, in my opinion, because I do love Palantir, you should start either writing puts in order to get paid premium to own Palantir at a lower price, or maybe buying leap calls. Also, there's, I'm 100% sure that he is not watching my channel, because the person I'm about to mention right now literally is one of the first people that said to me, Gabe, you need to make your own channel. And this is a while ago. It took me a long time before I actually did. But if you watch Amit, and if you're just being nice to me and you watch me, but you like the market and you like options, you got to watch In the Money. In the Money is just a premium YouTuber. He doesn't F up like I do. He's more professional than I am, and he uses better verbiage. And I think he explains things a little bit better than I do. I've never been really good at explaining things, but it is what it is. So the next level of support very strong level of support is right up here at 684. If we breach that, then I'll talk again. I don't think we're going to breach that unless the market takes a complete dump, but we'll see what happens. We got to play it day by day and then just relook at the map. All right, now, sorry, Ahad, now I can go to Dutch Brothers. Sorry, Ahad, for teasing you and then going back down. For the people who can't see, you can zoom in on your phone. Oh, yeah, sorry. You guys need to watch Tasty Live. I never liked them personally. Too legit, admit. Yep, it's admit. All right. So Dutch Brothers. All right. So the bears are in control, in my opinion, but let's get these Fibonacci retracement levels. I need to find one before this high, and to find that one, it would be this one. So that's a long wick. It's a daily wick. And see, this is where some people use the wick. Some people use the open or the close, whatever's higher. Just to keep it same, I'm going to use the wick. Okay, so that's the swing high. That's the swing low. All right. Okay, so on this swing high and this swing low, we broke above the 50 temporarily, and then we lost. Also, we definitely, this was a very, we broke out of the box. Man, we've been in this box for a long time. I'll even start all the way back here. We had temporary breaks of the box. Why can it? All right. And then no, that wasn't a box, but that was definitely the top. All right. So technically I can't start it right there. And then we'll use this right here. Okay. All right. So we were in this box. We broke out of it sometimes, right? But, you know, when we broke out of it, if you kept on shorting, you were a dum-dum, because look how low the RSI, 33. Like, one of the first things I teach people is never short anything with a low RSI and never buy anything with a high RSI. It's literally one of the easiest rules to follow for your trading or even investing, like, entries. In my opinion, it's right way more than it is wrong. Again, that's my opinion, but anyway. So this box stayed true most of the time. We did have break unders, right? But then the RSI was extremely low, like over here. The definitely not going to go short, right? On brothers. And then, of course, on this day, it gets bullish again. It follows up. So if we entered when it got bullish, which was right here, and we closed when it crossed over, which was right here, you would have made money, right? So this, if you would have entered on this day, at the end of the day, if you would have entered on this day and put your stop loss down here somewhere, because it could be a fake out. But then if you followed the rule I told you, so you closed it right there, you made almost 4% on your money, right? But it doesn't always work that way. But another thing that's more important to talk about is where we're at right now, because that's what you asked me. Okay, so we breached 70. We got extremely overbought, and now we're going to the downside. Okay, so I will say that this box or trend line, you know what? I'll create a box because it's easier to see. This box is where Dutch Brothers seems to be trading in. Right now we're underneath, so that's one for the bears. Okay, what's the RSI? The RSI is 56. Okay, that's still kind of high. Okay, So the bears are still in control. Even today was a green day for Dutch brothers. Okay. If I had to play it, if you said, all right, Gabe, you have to play this, what are you going to do? I would short it. Okay. Because it's at the top of the box. So if I was shorting, right, I'm going to tell you guys exactly what I would do. If I was shorting, I would put my stop loss slightly above the box. My stop loss would be, right here, 39.10, 39.20. Okay, I'll put my stop loss here, 39.20. Okay. Now, why do I have a stop loss at 39.20? I'll explain. Come on, go to 0. There we go. If I go short, here are my rules, and these are my personal rules. A lot of people don't share their rules. I share my rules. I like to give full transparency, and I believe that it gives you guys, like a foundation to make your own rules, right? See you later, Zocold. I really appreciate you being here. Cameron, I'll answer your question in a second. Okay, so if I entered my short position today, right? Today, if I entered my short position today, Adani, okay? I will, let's say I entered at 37.30. So if I entered at 37.30, I'm going to put my stop loss right here at 39.12. Actually, I can even bring it up to, what's my entry? If my entry is what was close, 39.64, I will make my stop loss 39.64 for ease of math. Okay, I am willing to do that because I am more bearish than bullish. So I set my stop loss up here. So how high is it from my entry? It is 37. It is my entry. Excuse me. My entry close was 37.34. What am I? I'm fucking smoking some bullshit here. Okay, close enough. Okay, so my entry was at the end of the day. I entered here at 37.34. My stop loss is going to be 39.34. Okay, so that is $2 exactly. Okay, so that's $2. So because my stop loss is $2, my take profit, this is very important. Listen, this is the rules that I have been using. My take profit is half of whatever my stop loss is. So if my stop loss is $2, I will take 50% profit at half of that. Or you can make 25% profit. Actually, let me do one more rule that I forgot to tell you. You see this box I created? What I love to do, it works for me. This is not, you're not going to read this in a book. You're not going to really see many people talk about it. These are my personal rules. I like the box that I created. I like to put in half, right? You guys, man, it's giving me memories of my day trading days. But these are good swing trading rules too for beginners. Once you get better at it, these rules go away because you got better at doing these things. So there's the 50%. So I break it up. Okay, so I am $2 away from my stop loss, taking a $2 loss per share. So now my initial is $1 away. So if I'm $2, 37, so 36.34. 36.34 is where I take some profit. Some people say 25%. Some people take 50%. I'm more inclined to take. I don't do it anymore, but for you guys, what you should do is take 25% of your position profit here. Now, when you take 25%, if it reaches your profit zone before it reaches your stop loss zone, what you do is then you lower this stop loss to your entry. If you lower this stop loss to your entry, excuse me, that was my entry. I gave you guys the wrong thing. 37, it's 36.34. Fucking moving the wrong things. There we go. If you lower your stop loss to your entry, you will be You will never lose money on those because remember my stop loss used to be here, but since I'm taking profit, I lower my stop loss to my entry, which is here. So now we're right here. Now you take some more profit at the 50%, right? And then once you take profit down here, you lower this stop loss again. You lower this stop loss to your previous take profit. And you keep on lowering your stop loss because then when it pops up and stops you out, you've already realized your gain. Now, after you take profit after the 50%, you can take some more profit when it gets down here. You can wait till it gets to the bottom of the box. That's for you to figure out. Everyone has their own rules. I don't want to talk for too long. I just gave you some good ideas on how to figure out for yourself. Okay? So there's that. So now, all in all, I am now bearish on Dutch Brothers. I believe that Dutch Brothers will get to at least, I think it'll get down here to 33.26. Maybe some more advanced people can start taking profit at around these levels, 35.50. But I do believe it'll get down to $34, under 34. So that's what I think. I spoke a little bit too long on Dutch Brothers, but I got caught up showing you guys some neat information. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this box here, though, so that way you guys can see how it played out. All right, let me go to the questions. Oh, why don't I lock Tasty Trade? I just got turned off to them a long time ago. I don't even remember why. I'm definitely they are leaps and bounds above me. I'm not going to talk crap about them. I just don't like them. All right, Zoe said he's got to go, and all right. So at this time, we're about to end the stream. Are there any other stocks that you guys want me to look at? We've been here about an hour. Really appreciate everyone that's been here. Any stocks? Any questions? And then we'll call it a day. Thank you for being here on Friday. Yeah, no problem, Mahad. Just to clarify, I am bearish on the SPY. I am bearish on the SPY. I became bearish and I have puts. Oh, my worst trade. What was my worst trade of all time? I actually think, that's a great question. Thank you, Tessa. I appreciate that. Actually, as of right now, which I haven't realized my losses yet, Cameron, I would say that my worst trade is because of the most amount of money that I've lost on a single trade. And I will have to say that my absolute worst trade to date in my entire career, as far as money is concerned, and if I learned anything from it, is actually my current 135 SPY shorts that I have at a 360 strike with a June 30th expiration date. If even though I started those months ago, the things that I've learned since then and the additional tools that I have under my belt, I will say to you that I wouldn't have taken that trade at the time. And I am down a lot of money on that trade. So that is my worst trade. And I want to say something. When in the current leg, in the current down leg that we are in, that I believe we are in, when I get the signals, and the Patreon, you guys will know that the minute that I get it. All right, you're probably going to know the day before that I close out, actually. When I get these signals that the bull market, that the bears have lost strength and the bulls have taken control, I'm going to close it out. And I will most likely get a loss because in order for me not to lose money on this mother flipping trade, these puts, in order for me not to lose money, I think we have to get down to, like, in a short amount of time. Yeah, because I've added more. Yeah, we have to get down to like 175. We have to get down to the previous low in order for me to be in the green on those, even just a little bit, or to break even. So if we don't get down there before I get the signal that the bulls have like started to take control again, that will be my worst trade. And yes, I have learned. So I need the market to go down around 8% in order for this trade not to be the worst trade and I don't lose any money. Sure, I can definitely check out SoFi Nirav Bhakta. Cameron, biggest mistake or maybe stock you regret not buying? Stock not buying. Well, I made a lot of money on Tesla, so there's no regret there. Stock not buying. I'm sure I do. I'm sure I was looking at something and I just didn't pull the trigger. Let me think about that one, Cameron. Brian, how do you feel about Shopify? Would you play it long term? We'll look at Shopify. Okay, so let's look at SoFi first. Let's look at where SoFi is. Okay, I'll give you my thoughts on SoFi. Okay, thoughts on SoFi. All right. Right now, I'll tell you that I would have told you to sell SoFi the other day, just like I told people to sell Palantir, and I love Palantir. But if you're trading, that's what I tell people from a swing trade perspective. So I would have told people probably to sell Palantir or to sell SoFi. I would have said I would take profits if I were you. Definitely right here. I would have said here, okay, we're approaching that overbought. I don't think you should, but it was we were still showing strength because we were above that trend line. I said, you should think about it. But then on the next day, for sure, I would have sold here, right? I would have sold here. Let's say I waited to the close. I would have sold SoFi at 668, right? At 668, if you listened to Gabe, you would have been pissed off at Gabe because you would have seen it go up another 23 fucking percent. Holy macaroni, this thing. Yeah, this is a runner. Okay, but now from the peak, or let's say you closed on this day, right? Because from the peak, like from the close, it was here. From the peak to today, if you sold at that day, you're down. You've lost 13.44%. But the Bears are now in control, and it is still, for all intents and purposes, pretty high RSI. With the Bears in control and the RSI above 60, I would have definitely, if you didn't sell yesterday, if you didn't sell here, you didn't sell here, you didn't sell here, I would have sold today, right? So let's see. Let's see. Now I'm going to write it down because SoFi is one of those stocks that people love. Amit has a SoFi like weekly. But as a trader, I think I should give you guys okay, so this was definitely a box. So let's create a box that was definitely a box. That's around here. That was definitely a box. All right. So if we break back into the box, actually, I got to put my Fibonacci retracements. Okay, so I got to use the swing high. Okay, I can use this swing high because this was the previous swing high. Or actually, I can use this swing high. No, I can't use that. I have to use the previous swing high. Okay, so the previous swing high is over here. The previous swing low is over there. Okay, this is the golden pocket, everyone. This right here is a golden pocket. Okay, this is something I definitely would have done. The golden pocket is extremely important to always track, right? When you use your previous swing highs and swing lows. Okay, so I can only find the golden pocket if I use this as my high and this as my low. So this golden pocket has been here for a while. This golden pocket has been here since we were like over here. Since this day that the swing low came in, this golden pocket has been in. So this golden pocket has been a long time. So to be even more concise on what I would have done, I would have said on this day right here, if you did not sell because we were in overbought, but on this day we broke out, I would have said sell. But then once we're inside the golden pocket, if you did not sell any, I would have said, okay, listen, put your stop loss here, let them run. But I'm telling you, the next support or resistance level is going to be up here. And it broke through it. It broke through it for one day. It broke way through it. But it never made it to the 100% retracement and then broke back down. So now we broke below the golden pocket. So now, okay, now to be very, very clear, we're below the golden pocket. We're bearish on the RSI. Bearish on the RSI, below the golden pocket. The bears have control. I believe. Oh man, this gap. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, this gap is. I will make a side bet with anyone that this gap gets filled. This gap is gonna get filled, y'all. This gap is gonna get filled. So we are definitely going to fill this gap. It might bounce up after it fills it, but I think it's gonna fill this gap. I'm very bearish on SoFi. Bearish on SoFi. I think SoFi is gonna go from where it's at now, 681, to at least right here, 604. I think it's gonna at least lose around 80 cents. Okay, and then maybe I'll delete this because it's gonna confuse people. I'll delete this. I'll put a trend line. Okay, I believe right here, if it bounces off, it's going to bounce off that. But that gap is going to be filled. This gap is going to be filled, so that's around 80 cents that you can save. Now, depending where it's at when that happens, we can recheck this. But as of right now, I am bearish. And let me put a note here. Okay, let me put a note here. I think SoFi will close the gap at 602. Put a note there so that there's no denying that I said it, and that's what I think will happen. Okay. So yeah, we'll put that right there next to it. All right. All right. Well, that's what I think of SoFi. That's what I think of SoFi. Okay. What was after SoFi? How do you feel about Shopify? All right. Let's look at Shopify. Okay. Shopify. Ugh. All right. I need to see Shopify's. Do they still have like a disgusting? No PE, forward PE. All right, this is disgusting. Price to book is not too bad, but it's not good. Their cash is 387, and they're okay. Not a very healthy company, in my opinion. I don't. I mean, what do they grow? What do they grow at? Okay, so they grew 784%, and their EPS next year. Remember, we are going into a recessionary cycle, so people are going to buy less shit. So I don't think that they're going to be able to continue to grow. So I do think Shopify is going to go down. Last but not least, let's look at insiders. Well, we don't get insiders. Am I not logged in? No, I'm logged in. Okay. Their dilution, billion, 1.25. They diluted a little bit. Now they have 1.27. Okay. All right. Let's go back to the charts. Okay. First things first, we got to make the trend lines because there are some trend lines here to make. Okay, broke out, so we're not going to use that one. Actually, I like this one more. Okay, we created a new trend apparently. All right, this is the most accurate trend line. That's the most accurate trend line in my opinion. There's a lot of conjecture here because a lot of things are opinion. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I got at least 3. All right, It's not exactly parallel, but that's the trading channel that I'm going to work with. All right, so we're at the top-ish of it. But I'm just doing that to get direction. Now let's use Fibonacci, because Fibonacci is one of my absolute favorite tools. Okay, swing high, higher than this. Okay, it's very wide, but let's do it. We'll use this one. Okay, that's a big move that it has to retrace to. All right. All right. So if you had Shopify, I would have definitely said to sell around this day. Right here. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. I would have said, okay, RSI is kind of wiggity whack. Definitely around here, I would have said. I would have said, okay, I would start thinking about selling, right? And then the next day closed lower, so hopefully you set a stop loss at least, because you were up maybe when you bought down here, right? So let's use RSI. So the RSI was like very bearish, like it got bearish over here, but it then it started to get ridiculous over here. But you're not a shorter. You just want to know when to go long. So you're not going to go long here because it's still beneath that average. You're not going to go long there. You might go long here. Said, okay, it's above, but now the RSI, right? So it's just the shitty entries using those basic metrics. So maybe you went long here, right? If you went long on this day on the close, you bought in at $35, okay? And then it stayed above, which is very bullish. But then over here, it got like overbought. It's like, okay, these are kind of overbought conditions. If you didn't sell here and you didn't sell here, hopefully you sold right there, because that's the day that it made its peak. So if, at the close from here. So from here, to here, you made 30% on your money. That's really good. That's really good. But it did go up more, so you probably hated me if I told you to sold it, right? Which is par for the course, okay? But now we broke under 70, then we broke back above somehow. It's very weird. This is very weird. It did gap up. So it created, if you have been listening to me, you know that no one likes boxes. So it created a box, or gapped up. It created a gap up right there. So when it created this gap up, you know that this gap had to be filled if it's going to go down. And sure enough, it filled. So it filled. Actually, it filled on this day. So this was filled on this day. So now we can close it. All right. So gap is filled. There's no more gaps to fill. Let's see if there's any more other gaps. Okay. Yeah, there's another gap right there. Okay. Then there's a gap that hasn't been filled that can be filled on the way down, and probably will be, because this is a very volatile stock. Okay. So that's the next gap. All right. So now we've identified our gaps. So this is technical analysis, everyone. All right. I've identified our gaps. I've looked at our channel, and I've used my Fibonacci retracement. Okay. So now I'm going to put this over here so you guys see the levels. Okay. So Fibonacci retracement is dictating that this is going to be a strong level, $42. It closed today at $48. The bears have control, and it is RSI of around 58, so it's still above. With the bears in control and it being above 58, I will say that I can't tell you what it's going to do, but here's the bet I'm going to make, and I'm going to put it on the screen so we can type it, right? I am going to say that it'll probably go down, bounce up, cool off, go back down, right? I am going to say that it's going to fill this gap before it makes a new high. So because that's what I think is going to happen, I'm going to write that. I said, I'm going to write, I think shop will fill the gap below before it reaches, what is that? 54.66. For the upside. All right. Yeah, I like this. Keeps me honest. So I know if I'm right. So I write it down. So that way I know. Okay. Yeah. So that, oh, excuse me. Now it's kind of getting dark. So I will turn on the light a little bit. Sorry, it'll adjust. That is the analysis for Shopify. So I would not go long Shopify right now because Shopify is extremely volatile. I would wait until we got some right conditions. Like just because RSI is low, you never want to jump in. Just like for instance over here, RSI was low, right? This is perfect. Let's look at this. Okay. So where was it? Okay, so right here, RSI was low, but the bear still had control. And then if you wanted to go long Shopify, you would have had it to wait till this day, right? But what day was that? Okay, that day. That day was right here. So let's say you got it in the end of the day because it got over the average. Okay, now maybe I can buy in. So we like to use, and this is why stop losses are so important. So let's say you bought in at this price. Okay, you bought in at this price, and then for the next 2 days, you were happy as a clam. You were happy as a clam, but hopefully you set a stop loss. So your stop loss will be wherever. I can't tell you because this is not a trade. This is just I want to go long an investment, right? But if you go long on an investment and you have the next 2 days go up, how much was that? It closed 10% up. The S&P 500 makes 10% on a year on average, right? So if you made 10% on 2 days, hopefully you either set a stop loss like at up here somewhere, so that way there's no way you can lose money, or you took profits altogether. But if you were just using it as an investment, you saw that your entry actually lost you money because then it created lower lows, lower swing lows on this day. So that's 25%. Look at that. You lost 25. The market's a mother effer, guys. You have to set stop losses, especially on speculative assets, right? You have to know when to enter and you have to have a reason, and you should set a stop loss. In my opinion, some people are against stop losses. Like it depends if it's an investment, if it's a trade. There's so many ways to do it, right? I personally never liked Shopify, so I wouldn't have gone long here. I just wanted to show you that if you were to wait for the signals, technically the signals is going long, but look, it didn't stay long much, and then it went right under, and then it went, here we are, and then it went over, and then it went under, and then here we got the signal again, and this signal turned out to be right because on this day, right here at this price, okay, on this day at this price, we got the okay to get back in, right? Maybe it was this price because we do it at the end of the day. We'll use this price, right? So if you got in on this day, you could have got out on this day, right? And made 11%. Now, why did I use this day? Because this is the day that it crossed underneath to show bearish power. Now, that wasn't the end of the run, by no means. It actually broke lower and then went for this run. But there's so many ways It's SoFi is so volatile. Look at that. It tricks you. It goes under, it goes over, it goes under, it goes over, it goes under. The RSI works really quick. You got to be careful. This is for traders, really. Investors use RSI, but then they have different metrics that they use. I would personally never go long Shopify. So, long story short, if you want my honest answer, I think Shopify will close this gap before you see higher highs. I think it's overbought. I think it's going to go down here. It might go. It might take a while to do it, but I do think it's going to do it. Anyway, that's my answer. All right. I've never heard of this one. What is this one? That's an ugly chart. What the fuck is this? Cosan SA? I don't even know what kind of crap stock this is. This is oil and gas refining. Energy, oil and gas. Okay, so it's energy. Okay, well, that's not a pretty chart. That's a downward trending chart. So I wouldn't go long this company, just showing you the overall. Let's look at the fundamentals, because I might not even have to look at the chart, because I'm not going to chart a piece of shit company. A PE of 19.53, market cap of almost 6 billion, a dividend of 5%. A lot of dilution since 2020. Since 2020. No insider information. Oh, the price of book, but I don't like the chart. I don't like it. All right, I'll try my best. I'll give you a quick version. I'm not going to give you an advanced version. Okay, so this has a okay, that's the box. The bears have power, so I wouldn't go long yet. And the risk isn't worth the reward to me. Let me see. Let me see the long term. Come on. Oh, okay, that is the beginning. Okay. Yeah, man. I don't like this chart. I don't like the stock. I don't like the fundamentals. But if you absolutely want an answer, I would not go long, even though the RSI is 40. Yeah, I don't like. I know. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't like it. It's not worth it. It's ugly. Everything is ugly about it. Sorry, I don't like it. I can't even give you a good thing. Um, Dex. All right, cool. You have puts. Thoughts on BA? Is that Boeing? I think Boeing. Is that Boeing? It is Boeing. Yeah. So I looked at the fundamentals of Boeing the other day, and it was like absolutely poo poo. Absolutely poo poo. Look at that. They don't even have a PE ratio. And I'm pretty sure insiders are selling. Nope. Insiders are buying. Not like a crazy amount, but they're buying. Wait, this guy bought 3 million? Is that a straight up buy? Okay, well, Boeing is buying, and that's green. I don't like the fundamentals, but insiders are buying. Um, oh, I got out of StreamYard. Fundamentals suck. Like a lot. Like I personally couldn't invest in a company with these kinds of fundamentals because this is not a great company, personally, right? But what it does have going for itself is this buying, and that's a lot of buying. On November 8th, they bought a lot at 158. Oh, they bought at 158. Okay, so they bought at 158. Okay, so that's why the okay, that tells the story. Look where this motherfucker bought. This motherfucker bought here. Okay, so now we know that this mother effer bought here. Okay, so that's why the run up. I'll bet you anything. That's why the run up. That's why the run up. But the Bears are slightly in power. Okay, they've. Ugh, this is man. You guys are picking some disgusting. I do not like this chart. I don't like the company. Why do you guys like such crappy companies? Let me go to the weekly. Well, if we say that's the top, we can't because there's not three. So 1, 2, right? Okay, okay, that's not a good top either. Okay, we'll have to use this one then. That's not a good top. We have to use this one. There we go. That's a good top. All right, so we did break out of the trading channel. Oh, look at that. Look when we broke out. We broke out when all the insider buying happened. That's when we broke out. So we're temporarily out. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do now, right, everyone? You know what I'm going to do now. I'm going to do that Fibonacci retracement. La Fibonacci. La Fibonacci. It's such an Italian word. I just like saying that word. I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use this one. And then this is a swing low. This is one we have to use. Don't have a chance. Okay. I believe strong resistance is definitely going to be this 200-day moving average. And then the 50 is a very strong, given the bad fundamentals of Boeing. I would not go long Boeing, but I would not short it either because there's a lot of stuff going. Anyway, my final answer on Boeing is I wouldn't go long or short. Okay, court was fun. Gabe, what's your TA tell you in regards to the next leg down on SPY? Oh, you left. That's how I know you didn't hear it because you left. I'm still learning, and I'm seeing 296 as the next leg down. At the very end, just for you, Glitch, because you're my buddy. At the very end, because it's not fair to people who've been here, I'll stay live just for you to discuss SPY. So if you stay, I will rediscuss it for you, or you can just back up. But if you want it done real time, just stay a little bit. Simply put, I have some shares around 28 to 30 cost basis. I don't know whether to sell now before it comes back down or just to hold long because when stock hype comes back, it's going 100-ish, I assume. Bryant, what stock was that? Because I don't remember. So tell me the stock. I'll Actually, no, I'm not going to tell you to buy or sell. I gave you my TA. That's the best I can do. I had to correct myself. That's an individual decision. Guess I'm just bad at knowing when to take profits. Haven't you been burned too many times on stop losses? No, not in my trading days. Thanks for reminding me though. I have a video, one of my first videos. It's called a trailing stop loss. And this is not for traders, this is more for investors, right? A trailing stop loss is one of the best tools that you can have in your bag, because once you've made a lot of profit, let's say you're up 50%, okay? Don't get greedy. Put a 10% trailing stop loss. That means if it goes down 10% from right now when you're up 50%, you'll you won't lose. You'll get 40% of profit, right? But let's say from when you put, let's say you're up 50% on something and it goes up another 10%, now you're up 60%, that trailing stop loss goes up to that. So it trails from your highest point. So now if you go up 10% and now you're at 60% and then it goes down 10%, you've just captured a 50% profit. So for investors, trailing stop loss is a must have. I read that wrong. I don't know what you read wrong, but sorry. Hell of a down chart for an energy company in these times. They went public in America in 2021. BA long. I wouldn't go long BA personally. I thought you looked at BA before and they do not make money. Yeah, they don't. I showed that. You weren't. You are welcome, Eric. That sector might have a rough year. Shopify. Oh, Shopify. Oh, yeah, well, okay. Let's look at Shopify again because I don't remember what I told you, but I do remember I don't like it. Okay, yeah. So this is what I said. I think Shop will gap below before it breaches 54.66. So when did you buy it? You said you bought it at. Simply put, I have some shares around 28 or 30. Okay, you have shares at 28 or 30, and it's currently at $48. Okay, okay. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I'm going to tell you what I would do. This is what Gabe would do if I bought shares at 28 or 30, right? So if I bought shares down here, okay, and you held it through this, and you held it through that, and I held it through this, okay, I would have sold already. But let's just say something happened and I couldn't sell, right? Let's just say something happened and I couldn't sell. Because of this gap up, and sometimes TA is bad because it doesn't have to be filled. A common mistake is that gap ups don't have to be filled. On great companies, gap downs are always filled, but gap ups don't have to be filled because technically this company can go up forever. But if you bought it at 30 and it's at 18, right? You bought it at 30. Let's say just 30. Let's say 30. You're up 60%. All right. If you're up 60%, okay, you're up to 60%. Here's my advice to you, Brian. You're up 60%. Okay. The gap below is 15.8%. So here's what you do. Put a 15, 20% trailing stop loss on it. If you want to invest, not trade, if you want to invest in Shopify, you're up 60. Say, hey, if it goes down 20 more percent, I'll capture my profits and wait for another entry. You can do that. I'm telling you, a trailing stop loss is one of the best things that investors have that they don't use. Okay. You're welcome. NLY. Anything for you, Eric. Anything for you. NLY. Bitch Life, are you still here? Okay, well, this is an ugly chart. Okay, this is a horrible investor's chart. So if you're looking at LNY, you're probably looking at it from a trader's point of view. So because I'm assuming you're looking at it from a trader's point of view, I'm going to give you a trading perspective. Well, it's like at fair value and it's about to cross over. So maybe it's about to be bearish. I don't know. $15. Yeah, I wouldn't. I would wait. Man, even on low, look at all these. Look. Even if you got in at the lowest possible, that's how crappy this stock is. Look at this RSI. It got down to 26 on this date, and even if you entered on the extremely low RSI, you know, you would have made. Oh, there's a lot of divergence here. So let me explain divergence. Let me erase this Fibonacci. All right, I think this is a good time to explain divergence. I don't care that I went over an hour. Whatever. I got no life. It's Friday. Okay. So we're going to use this, the lowest part, 25, right? So on this day, right there, okay, we close at this. So let's say you said that RSI is too low. I have to take advantage of it. You literally, the best you would have made, if you would have made it perfect, the best you would have made before, it's so minuscule, 6%, which was the next day, you would have made close to 7%. All right. So now let's look at the next time it got really low on this day. Okay. So, all right, this is low again. I got to get in. Okay. If you got in on this day, the best you would have made, which was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days later, if you sold out, was 27%. Now, this remained bullish, so that's good. But you didn't get a signal to sell on that day, so you probably wouldn't have sold that day because the RSI is not crazy overbought. So you probably wouldn't have sold. So you probably would have held it. And then if you would have held it until it crossed over to tell you to sell, you would have sold it on this day, which means you would have made 3% on your money. This is just a shitty stock. So now let me tell you about divergence and convergence, right? So look over here. Over here, we have, you see how RSI goes up? Okay. I don't know why I can't. You're just gonna have to, from if let's say I put a line here, here, and here. You see it goes up. You see, it goes up. RSI goes up, right? RSI goes up. But on this day, all right, on this day, from the time that RSI goes up, okay, RSI goes up, price goes down. See, from if we close it on this day, where's the close? I'll close it on that day. Excuse me. Oh no, that's actually not a divergence. Looked like one for a second. Up. That's a convergence of price, but man, okay. So yeah. Anyway, I was wrong. That's a convergence, not a divergence. Anyway, I'll just confuse you if I try to find more, so I'm not going to try it. But look it up. Look up price and RSI divergence versus convergence and what they mean. Some are bullish, some are bearish. But long story short, to give you an answer, I wouldn't touch this thing. I don't know why you want to. This is a disgusting chart. Everything is ugly. Everything is ugly. This is ugly. Like, I can't. Maybe I'm just not good enough to trade this. We'll just chalk it up that I'm not good enough to trade it. Sorry. All right. HCA. Okay. Well, at least there's some semblance. Okay. This is an upward chart. All right. So it's healthcare. So you know what I got to do? I got to look at the fundamentals first. Okay. Decent PE. No price to book. Market cap 72 billion. Dividend, small dividend. 285. Okay. They have shares. They bought back shares, so that's good. Okay. 160 price target, which was in July, so that's a long time ago. And we got some insider sales going on. Oh shit. Yesterday. We got some insider sales as early as yesterday. All right. Now that I understand the company just a little bit better, what does the chart say? Okay, the chart is still bullish. Let me go back to the daily. Oh no, on the daily, the chart is not bullish. The chart is still bearish on the daily. Okay, what a channel this was. It broke it. Okay. All right, it broke that channel. Oh, I got to extend it more. Okay. Okay, so now this is going to be resistance if we can get back up here. But now it's not looking so great. Sorry, I'm quiet. I'm trying to get the chart right for you guys to read it perfectly well. Come on, go down. There it goes. I know no one likes dead air time. Sorry about that. All right. Okay, well, we broke above the golden pocket. Remember, this is the golden pocket. Broke above that. Now, once resistance becomes support and vice versa. So it was resistance, it broke through it. Support, it bounced off it, broke through it, bounced off it a little bit. Broke through it, bounced off it, failed to breach, broke through, breached again. Okay, so it's really torn in this area right here. Okay, so I'm going to create another box for this area. Okay. And now, I know you guys are saying, Gabe, how many flipping lines are you going to make? I know, but trust me, there's a method to the madness because you want to see what's going on. It helps. I promise you. I promise you this is not fake foo-foo stuff. There we go. That's a respected line. Okay, that's a respected channel. New channel, so it's a channel within a channel. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we seem to be making, you see, I find it because you got to do everything. Once you do, oh, crap. Once you do everything, it tells you an accurate story. All right, so we are in we have the greater Fibonacci retracement, or golden pocket right here. We have this rising wedge from an overall move down, right? So now we're waiting for a breakout. What most likely will happen is, if it doesn't break down soon and gets into, like, here's what can happen. It can break down very, very soon, or it can keep on going up. Once it goes up and breaks down, the next support will be this level. So it can keep going up in a tighter spiral and then break down and then find support and then make its way back up. Or it could break down now, find support here, and then make the way down up. Because what this is saying is that this is a strong move that has to break down before it can get its next leg up. Because, and why do I say that? You have to look at the overall move. The overall move of this company is up. So you have to give the benefit of the doubt of the overall move to up once the smaller moves play out. So using that as a guide, here's what I think is going to happen. All right. And you know what? This is a very complex analysis. So I'm actually going to make some predictions to see if I'm worth my salt or not. All right. Knowing everything I know, all the levels that I charted, I think it's going to. Okay, are the Bears in control right now? Yeah, the Bears. Okay, so it's following the SPY. Okay, so here's what I think is going to happen, because usually healthcare does good when the stock market does bad. I believe that, and there's no gaps to fill either. All gaps have been filled, so that's healthy. Ooh, this is fun. This is a good one. This is a really good one. Thank you. Really testing me here. Okay. Let me get rid of some of this noise. We know that this is the golden pocket. Okay, so we'll just put it right here. Okay, we know that that's a golden pocket. All right. Okay, golden pocket. All right. This is a good one. 1, 2, 3. Actually, that's a better one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's a better one. Okay. Okay. Jeez, it's right at that indecision moment. Mother of pearl. All right, it's right there. Okay, I got to make a decision. Okay. All right. Here's what's going to happen. What's the RSI? 55. Ah. All right. I got to make a decision. Okay. Here's my decision. Okay. All right. I got it. Okay. I got. Okay. Come on. I want to type letters. Let's go. Text. Okay. All right. Here's what I'm going to think is happening. Where's it going to find support? At the very most, 235. HCA. Okay. HCA will break down from the rising wedge, and it will break below this 50-day. I'm going to go ahead and make a guess. 248, and below the 50-day moving average, and at the very lowest, find support at 35, at or near 235. Okay, this was fun. All right. So I think it's going to go lower. I think the bears are going to take control, even though the RSI isn't like all that crazy. I think it's going to stay lower. It's going to go lower. Here's what's going to happen. Now, this is what I think is going to happen, but what also can probably happen. And if this happens, well, then this is not the new support line. What also can happen is that this can break above, go up, and then break out of the wedge, like up here somewhere, right? And then find support at 254. So if it breaks down, which I think is going to happen, it'll work its way down here at the most, and then make another leg up, create a new channel, or it can keep going up, break down, and then go up. So that's what I think is going to happen. That was fun. All right. Okay, I can't do too many more because now this is getting ridiculous. All right, Glitch said you'll wait. Okay, I'm probably going to do you next, Glitch. Let's see if anyone has any quick questions. Appreciate it. Like I said, I just need to get better at knowing when to take profits. Trailing stop loss is an investor's best friend. Trailing stop loss. Good. Keep the stream going. I'm going to end it soon. LY is, yeah, but 5%. I mean, if you hold on to that crappy stock, if I remember correctly, for 5%, you're going to lose money over time. Plus, wasn't the overall NLY? Wasn't the overall what's the overall trend on it? Look at it. It's a like come on, man. Let's go to the weekly to get an easier view. Look at that disgusting. You know, that they get suckers by putting it like a carrot. Look at all this. Are you going to hold on through all of this for a measly 5%? No, man. Come on, don't be stupid. I don't think as a buy, but good to hear your thoughts. Thank you. AFK for 2 minutes. If you want to talk about a company to buy into a bottom, Intel, how far can it fall? All right, fine. You got me. I don't like there, but let's see. Okay. All right, Intel has been a darling for a very long time. Okay, however, back in, we did have this in 2000. Okay, so now we're going back. Oh my God. Listen, from the peak of the 2000 crash to the bottom, it lost 81% or so, right? And then in the 2008 crash, did it really crash in 2008? Yeah, 2008 crash, it fell a lot less because it never really got its strength back. Here's the top of the 2008 crash. And here's the bottom. That took 448 days and it lost 56%. Now, like this, I mean, everything makes sense once it's in a box. It's funny how that works, right? So if you were to do this long-term box, right, that it broke out of, it finally broke out, right? And then when you do another box, you know, from here, and it's top, it broke out of it. Okay, so we have this box, it broke out, went into that box. Now it broke out of that box and it's back into this box, right? So I'm just going to do this. Okay. So now it's back into this box, right? Okay. So now it's back into this box. If we use Fibonacci retracement from swing high, let's use this one, 2021 high. 2021 high to swing low. Come on. It's so annoying. Okay. Yeah, I mean, according to Fibonacci, if this is the low, it has a lot more to go. But then you got to look at the big picture, and then we got to look at how the company is doing. So I have to go to FinViz again to do this. I remember looking up Intel. Are they insider selling? Oh, this is the longest stream I've ever done. Intel Core. Okay. Intel Core PE of 14.25. Okay, so this bothers me. Look at that. 2022. They stopped raising money. Earnings per share going down 2022. Like it peaked in 2020, went down in 2021, went down in 2022. Peaked in 2021, the sales peaked in 2021, but then in 2022 we got a lot less. Like everyone's eating their lunch, right? Do you want to buy a company whose lunch is getting eaten? So not only that, they have more shares, and not only that, they have more shares even now. So I'm only seeing bad. So this is not looking good. Okay. So we have buys. So there's the first good, right? August. So ever since May, they bought at $44 and they bought at $27. All right. Where are we at? We're at $27. So they just bought. So the insiders who bought all the way up here are down a shit ton. So why, and that right there is perfect example of how buying doesn't always mean the company's going up. Look at that. 5,000 shares, 11,000 shares, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, did they buy it with options? All right, CEO. How did he get these? Code P. Add. Code P. What the fudge is code P? I don't know what code P is. A or dispose. D and 5. What is code P? They added ownership from direct. Okay, he's owner directly to him. I need to know what code P is. If someone can find out what code P means, that'd be great because I don't know what it means. I forgot. All right. Back to the chart. Do I think they will go down more? They have a crappy business. Their business is not getting better. And if you believe the recession, you're wrong. It's just that this chart. Okay. This chart is really difficult. Like it is not a good one. Like you got to be a scalper in order to make money with Intel. Like you had to know that this was the bottom. Oh, man. Because of the fundamentals and because of the long term and because their company is getting worse, not better, because their company, I'll say this again, because their company is getting worse, not better, uninvestable. I wouldn't trade it. but I wouldn't invest either. I'm sorry if that's not what you wanted to hear. Okay, Cameron, I'm not doing any more for you. I'm done. I'm gonna go for glitch now. Okay, okay. Um, cheers, everyone. Hey, Mike. Great stream. Good vibes. Thank you. Thank you. All right, everyone. All right, everyone. This is your cue for the 13 people. If you've been here the whole time, this is your cue to leave because I'm just going to talk about SPY for Glitch Life, and then I'm going to end the stream. So if you don't want to hear about SPY again, you can go now. And I just want to say thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. All right, Glitch. Let's go to the daily. Okay, we're looking at the SPY, right? All right. All right. So here are the things I wrote, Glitch. I wrote these today. Well, not everything. So we went over some put options and why I'm bearish on it, right? Obviously, I have puts, but okay. I said that in my opinion, 374 is very, very possible before it gets another like bullish leg up, but we'll see. If we were to buy a 398 strike as of close of today, it would cost us $2.09, and the break even is 394. So if we close on February 11th, which is the expiration date of the 398 strike, we will make 100%. So that was the so 393.85, which I believe is 393. Oh yeah, 393 right here. 393.85. If in 11 days it makes it to this level, 393.85, the put option that we bought today would make you 100% on your money. It'll cost you $209 for contract, and your 100% would be a level of 393, and then every $2.09 below that would be another 100%. So you can triple your money. I think, and I don't think it's going to take, I think it'll be maybe longer than 11 days to get here, but I do think it's going to get to this level, 374, before it'll start to turn around. I was saying that I believe the bears are in control for various reasons. And I believe that we are going to go down. So let's do this. Right. Nope. I have to do this one. Okay. Okay. So the trend line still has not been breached. If we need to get the most. Okay, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, that's a pretty accurate trend line. Okay, so the SPY was in this channel for a while. And then here's where we are today. So if we break this fictitious channel, that'll be good for the bears. I believe because of this that the bears will continue taking control and we will break this. You know, this wasn't a wedge. It doesn't look like a wedge to me. So that's why I didn't draw a wedge. So that's why this is not a wedge. So yeah, basically, long story short, I'm bearish on the SPY. I do believe that the bears will, have regained control, and this is the support level I have. Any more questions, Glitch? Intel doesn't have any callus until they say they're going to do something. Funny how no one left. Oh, yeah. You're welcome, Tessa. Anyone think Monday is going to be green day or red day? I say green. Monday? No. I think Monday is going to be red, Mike. I'll write that down here. Just so I can remember. 10, 11, 12, 13th. I think Monday, February. It's almost my birthday. I think Monday, 13th February will close red. Mike thinks it will close green. And I'm going to put first sergeant here so I remember what Mike I was talking about because I got another good friend who's. All right. All right, Mike. It's official. We have a bet. Put her up here. Well, not a bet. It's a gentleman's bet. Okay. Okay. I'm just wondering if I'm going to make money next week. We all are. What up, Iceman? Came late. How you doing? Hope you're well, buddy. All right. So as of right now, Mike, the advantage is Team Gabe because as of right now, even though today was a green candle, right? I want to make this very clear. There's a couple things that tell a story. Like it's not 100%. The couple things. So the high of the wick was not higher than the previous day. So that's bearish. The low of the wick was lower than the previous day. So that's bearish. RSI is underneath the average. So that's also bearish. So we have more bearish signals than bullish signals. So, these are educated guesses. It's not just a bias. These are educated guesses. But as you know, anything can happen, right? Especially if it's news related. What would be a good price to get in on Lyft through cash secured puts? I wouldn't touch Lyft. Easy question. I wouldn't. All right. And Mike, all right, back to you, brother. All right, everyone. Wow, what a long stream. Almost 4:30, almost 2. Wait a second. I started at 4:37. It is 6:50. I've been up here for damn time fucking flies. Cheese and rice. All right, everyone. I got to end the stream. It's been too long. Thank you for coming. If you're still here, leave a like. I appreciate you. I'm going to stop sharing, and I am not doing this ever again. I'm not doing this ever again because my streams get too long. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on Monday with episode 4. All right. With that said, you guys have a great day, and thank you for watching.